Listen, following football costs enough money already, so don't let your mobile bill mug you off. Rocket Mobile gives you unlimited everything for £16 a month. No nonsense. Powered by Vodafone and Free, plus exclusive content and prizes when you switch on over. Scan the QR code or click the link and put that cash back into football. AFTV, Julian, nervy. You were nervy in that penalty shootout, but should we have even got there?
Should we have got there? If you look at the game in isolation, then absolutely not. I think they had one shot on target, which was the shot that they scored from.
Was it?
Yeah, and that was it. We totally dominated the game. If you look at that game, every single stat would indicate that we should have won that goal by 2 or 3. However, it is a bit of deja vu, isn't it? Because there must be something in it, the fact that all the stats are in our favour for every game, but when we're winning, we're just winning by the odd goal, and we're not winning every game, and we're conceding late goals. So the answer to that question is no. It shouldn't be a penalty shootout, but there's something fundamentally going on over the last few weeks.
What do you think that is?
I'm trying to trace it back to when it started, and it might be when we lost Gabriel Magalhaes. And when you think about the way he plays, he's a threat at one end, and he's absolutely determined and dominant at the other. And it's not just about the skills of the players, it's about the determination. And something he has, they all have it, but he seems to have it a little bit more than the rest, and it's infectious. So I trace it back to him, and if he's close to coming back, then I think it could change again.
Yeah, listen, by the time we get round to playing Chelsea, which is, I think the first leg is towards the end of January, second leg's in February, hopefully, inshallah, right? All these players will be, well, a lot of these players will be back, and hopefully we haven't sustained many more injuries. And also what could be good for Arsenal is the fact that, they're kind of, already definitely going to be in the top 8 of the Champions League. Chelsea won't be. They might have to play like a 2-legged playoff as well. So do you think those could be advantages for Arsenal?
It could be, and also your dates are slightly out because we're playing the first leg, and I'm pretty certain it will be on the Wednesday. Because we're playing Portsmouth on the Sunday. We'll be then having to play Chelsea on the Wednesday. Then on the Saturday at 5:30 we're going to be playing Nottingham Forest, and then on the Tuesday we'll be playing Inter Milan. Now you're quite correct in that we were talking about this before, that it'll be quite easy to get tickets for Inter Milan because of the fact we're already through, whereas Chelsea are going to have the same fixtures.
And they're going to be vital fixtures for them because they're not definitely through, are they?
Well,
to the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So it should give us the advantage. However, you've also got to look at it of we are competing with absolutely everything. And I think this came into play today because when you looked at the way Palace played, and I went to Palace on Thursday and they played an absolute reserve team. They absolutely threw that game. On Saturday night when they played, the performance, even though they had the players back, was poor. They didn't seem to care that much. And that's because they're a mid-table team with not a lot. They're not going to go down. They're probably never going to get near the top 4. So today was very much their cup final. So I think that had something to do with it as well. But the other aspect of why we won, and you said I was nervous about the penalty shootout, but I like to look at things not just as a lottery, because people say that once it gets to penalties, it's a lottery, anyone can win. But there were so many things, and the reason why I wasn't nervous, and what I said to you was just an observation rather than me being nervous or critical of the team, because there was actually a study made in the London School of Economics where they looked at 1,357 penalties on 129 penalty shootouts, and there was a professor there, and it's completely statistical. The team that goes first wins 60.5% of penalty shootouts. So it's not just about the skills play. And the reason why I was confident is if you look at the penalty takers we've got, they're excellent. You looked at the statistics, they were excellent, 60.5% in our favour if everything was equal. The other thing that was in our favour was that the penalties were at the end of the Arsenal fans. Now this has something to play as well. I was at the UEFA. No, I'm talking about the one in 2000 against Galatasaray, the UEFA Cup final, and the moment it went to penalties at the Galatasaray end, it was done. Now the Arsenal fans today weren't as vociferous as those Galatasaray fans, but they did play their part in that. So I actually was quite confident. The only time I felt a little bit nervous was when Saliba went up, because it got to the stage where it was the centre-halves. And when you get centre-halves aren't naturally penalty takers. And people say it was a great penalty. Any penalty that hits the back of the net is a great penalty. But I thought if the goalkeeper had gone the right way, that's where luck played its part, and I think that would have been saved.
I've got news for you.
Go on, what's the news?
If the keeper goes the right way in any penalty, he saves it.
No, that is incorrect. Absolutely incorrect, because the goalkeepers go the right way a lot of times. If a penalty...
Yeah, but you just said if he went the right way on Saliba's, he would have saved it.
Yes,
but then there's a lot of times...
Correct.
Yeah, but you'll have players, they just roll it on once
Yes, but that's a different type of penalty. And that's the way I used to take penalties.
So you think Saliba's was a poor penalties?
No penalty that hits the back of the net is a poor penalty.
What was wrong with his one?
However, it wasn't right in the corner. It wasn't that hard. And I think if the goalkeeper had gone the right way on that one, he would have saved it. But it didn't, so it doesn't matter. We're through. We've got Chelsea in the semi-final. I think we'll beat them over the two legs. And we've got the most magical final to look forward to against, hopefully, Newcastle.